KILR Killer Games.
Hello, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome back to the tour around the world featuring Sierra Propilot. I would say the one and the only Sierra Pilot, but there was a 99. But, you know, one of those sims that's kind of forgotten, but still loved, I think, by some classic gamers. We have got a really fun flight on this one. And if you've been watching the other World Tour series on the other Sims, I think you know where we might be going and what it is that we're going to do. But we're going to talk about it anyway. So let's pull up that map. So we're right here at Dubuque. And we're going to be going up to Crosse. Right up here. So we're going to be entering into another state. Crosse, Wisconsin, I believe. But we're going to be doing a VFR flight, because we gotta on this one, right along the Mississippi River. Just like that. So yeah, we're going to be flying right over the Mississippi River. So for those of you who have been watching the other simulators, this is a great opportunity to see how the Mississippi River compares between all of them. As far as rendering in regards to the time frame and the technology of the time. So it's going to be good stuff. And we did this with all the flight simulators, going all the way back to Flight Simulator 2 as well. And then once we land, we'll talk about what's going to be happening afterwards. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get ready to go. I see no need to set up a flight plan or do anything like that because we're going to be doing a VFR flight. So we'll go ahead and switch to about 1 million different views, and we'll get things started. I've been switching to the left fuel tank for the past few flights. I'm going to switch to the right tank. It's going to be the right method of getting to Crosse. If we can start it.
26-1 Echo, clear turn left base 424.
We're going to turn that off. Okay, northbound is that way. You really got to give this plane some power to get it moving. And we're flying in the Bonanza V35 because, hey, if we're going to do a really cool flight, I've got to fly it in my favorite aircraft. I can't wait to see how this is going to look on Flight Sim 2020. Unfortunately, they don't have a Bonanza V35, so I won't be able to use my favorite aircraft there. The artificial horizon's at an angle. This is a special feature of propilot. You get to do like wheelies to the side. This is like stunt taxiing here. You too can be a stunt pilot on the ground. Taxi on only 2 wheels. Yeah, this one it literally is on just 2 wheels. Hey, at least the shadow is correct. Everybody lean to the left. I wonder if we'll see any buildings here in Dubuque. We saw them in some other cities. And Dubuque is a pretty decent sized city, so hopefully they got some buildings here. It'd be nice to see some bridges over the Mississippi River, but I think we're asking too much here. Maybe we'll be surprised. See, the great things you get to see when we're flying the same flight plan. You get to see all those little nitty-gritty details of the full flight. Turn all around here. There's a building over there, but I think that's for the airport. Could be wrong. I think this bug with it leaning on the either the one side or the other. Have you noticed on the previous flights how sometimes it leaned to the left and sometimes it leaned to the right? I think that bug was fixed in propilot USA. It's beginning to straighten out a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was trying to adjust my heading here. All right. once we get going, it actually leveled out. We're going to keep our altitude low also. Since we're going to be flying across the Mississippi, which I think I see. Oh, there are buildings right over here. I think that's the Mississippi right there. Oh, here's a little bit of it. Okay, it's coming around like that. That's what it's supposed to do. Let's check out downtown Dubuque over here. Let's see if we have some different buildings here, or than the last one. What was it? Waterloo or Cedar Rapids? Here, I'm going to turn autopilot off for a moment. What'd I do? Pass right over them? Well, we got to take a look at the buildings. Yeah, we'll make a turn over here. So there's the Mississippi River. What'd they do? Disappear? I don't even see the buildings now. And Dubuque goes on both sides of the Mississippi River also, if memory serves. There they are. Something else that I've noticed between the unpatched version and the patched version, which you can also see in ProPilot USA, are the textures of the buildings. This has more of a brick look to it. Those textures change. So when we do the stream of ProPilot USA, and it'll be the same same flights that we've been doing, we'll be able to take a look and see if those textures actually did change. In some places it didn't. But I know downtown Chicago was definitely one area. There's a little factory down there. Right there. No bridges from what I can see. Okay, from here we just follow the Mississippi River until we get to La Crosse. Now, something interesting is that the Mississippi River will thin out and it starts having like little islands and stuff just as we start getting closer and closer to La Crosse. Also, the airport is sitting on a little island that's kind of in between the river as it goes. And we have a little bit until we get there, so I'll pull up what the actual airport looks like, just so we can compare that with how it's done here. We are heading to La Crosse. This is the Mississippi River that we're looking at right here. We are doing a VFR flight along the Mississippi River to La Crosse, Wisconsin. And we are flying low at 2,100 feet. Because it's VFR. There we go. We got a better look of what we're doing here. We don't need to look at the controls. This is good, just like this. Demon's Lover says it's cute. It's cute and it's quaint also. It's a little bit of both. That's Dubuque back there. We left Dubuque, I would say, about 15 minutes ago. So you didn't miss too much. There's an airport right up there. And if I pull up Navigraph, I can take a look and see what airport that is. I believe that is Cassville Municipal, Charlie 74. Yep, there it is. Although I'm not seeing the river. Oh wait, I'm seeing it a little bit. Looks like it's coming into view as we get a little bit closer. There we go, I see it. I just want to make sure this is the Mississippi River and not just something else that is branching off. There is a river that branches off. I think that's the Wisconsin River. We're heading about 300 degrees, so it should be taking us to the right. Unless we're going the wrong way. Can't switch this for some reason. There was a way that I was able to pull up that map, but maybe that's it. Oh, I have no idea. But it is turning to the right, so I think we've got it. I mean, it's a big river. It's got to be the Mississippi. And so the cool thing here is that you can go back to KILR TV, our YouTube channel, and you can see this same flight from Dubuque to La Crosse and be able to see what it looks like flying along the Mississippi River. So Flight Simulator 2, 3, and 4 are using the SubLogic scenery disc number 9. Flight Simulator 5 was using default scenery, and the river went up a certain point and then it disappeared. That was pretty disappointing. But everything from Flight Simulator 98 and up, it was there. And I gotta say, it started to look really interesting around Flight Simulator 2002, because I have a terrain and texture replacement pack called F-Scene, which works with 2002 and 2004. And for FS8, it actually looked pretty decent. It was a nice looking flight. And then I'm also using F-Scene for FS9, but it's the F-Scene X, I think. No, F-Scene 4X, that's what it is. F-Scene 4X can actually be used on FS9, FSX, and P3D, I believe. So I'm using that on FS9, so that way it has a different look to it than Flight Simulator 2002. And then FSX was using Orbix. And then X-Plane 11 was using orthophotos. Oh, wait, that one hasn't been done yet. X-Plane 11 is a bit behind because they have documentaries at the end of every flight on where it is that we go. So that way it's kind of an educational experience and a bit of an adventure because you get to learn a little bit about where it is that we're flying. And that's unique to the X-Plane 11 series. None of the other series do that. And then X-Plane 5 to X-Plane 10, those are not there yet. Those were recent additions to the World Tour series. So it's going to be a little bit before they all catch up to this area. They come out once a month. Because, I mean, come on, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. To try to get all those out on a weekly basis, oh, yeah. So the way that we have it scheduled is that X-Plane 5 is on the first week of the month. 6 and 7 is during the second week. 8 and 9 is during the third week. And then 10 is on the fourth week. Now that may sound a little odd, but that's because I want to do something with what's called X-Plane Classic. It's an old version of X-Plane 5 that's based off of the flight engine of X-Planes 1 through 4. It's an early version of the graphics. They changed them halfway through 5.5. Just like how things were changed on X-Plane 11. You got what was before 11.5, and then you got 11.5 and later, which is the Vulcan graphics. So same concept. I just can't do a World Tour series with the X-Plane Classic because it's stuck in demo mode and there's no way to unlock it. Okay, that river going that direction, that should be the Wisconsin River. We should be heading north. Let's just double check here. Yeah, see, there we go. Heading north. You can see it right here on our gyro compass. Let's go ahead and set the radio as well to La Crosse. Which is 108.4. No signal, of course. couldn't really see the Mississippi River with the control panel up. And this river should be thinning out a little bit as we continue to go further north. It should thin out a little bit, and there should be like some land masses in between. Let's go ahead and take a look at that on a real map. That way you can see what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, so here is a map, Google Maps. Here's Dubuque here. So we found downtown, or just a few buildings. We came north, right up here, and then we started turning and going this way. See, there's like little islands and stuff here in between, little forms of mass. We didn't see it on this one. And then we just continue to go north. You see how it starts to thin out and go in different... It has like a lot of veins. Here's that river, the Wisconsin River. Remember I told you that goes off? That it went off in a different direction. That's it right here. We'll continue to go north, and it's going to curve to the right and then back to the left. And this kind of, I don't know, U shape, I guess, or backwards C shape. And then after that, there's more land mass here in the middle of the Mississippi River. So we should see a little bit less of the river as we go north. So it'll be interesting to see if that was actually done here or not. And then here it is, La Crosse. That is La Crosse, Wisconsin. The airport is right here on this little island. And the river goes on both sides of it. And there's like a little bay right here. Which, I don't see the name of it. Might be, oh, that's Rosebud Island. Rosebud. And interesting enough, like Flight Sim 2, 3, and 4, it did not have this river going along the side here. It considered this here as one piece, as all part of the main land. And of course, well, Flight Sim 5 didn't have anything there. But then Flight Sim 98 and on up, it had it the way it should be. Hey, TextRich. You'll be able to go back and watch the stream. So as soon as it's done, you can actually go back and watch the stream. It'll be there for about 15 days. It'll also be on YouTube, but it won't be on there very long. Because the minute I start breaking these up into separate episodes, and the first flight of it gets uploaded, the stream itself will be taken down. But the one on Twitch will be left up. It's just that Twitch only keeps them for about 15 days, and then they drop it off. Now I think once I'm a Twitch partner, once I have a partnership with Twitch, I think they last longer. But we've got a ways to go. I am a Twitch affiliate, but we got a ways to go before we get the partnership. We need to get 75 or above average people watching the streams. So if we can have a party of 100 people watching the streams for, let's say 40 days, because it's based on a 30-day, on the past 30 days. So that's why I give it an extra 10 days. But yeah, if we can do that, then I'll be able to move to the partnership level, which gives even more benefits to you folks as well. So not only will the Twitch streams stay up longer, I believe it opens up like more emotes and stuff that you can use. So yeah, it does a little bit more. So hey, once I move up, we all move up. How cool is that? That's why I've said on previous videos, the KILR community, it's just an awesome community, everyone that's a part of it. And we're growing together. We're doing it all together. Too bad it wasn't rendering out the river a little bit further. Unless this is the part that's got most of the land. That might be what it is. Or maybe the river will stop. Nope, there it goes. It's starting to render. It's like someone is down there with a bulldozer and just digging out the lands, and the water's beginning to roll down. Quick, hurry! KILR Gamer's right behind us! I also mentioned earlier about looking at the La Crosse airport. Let's go ahead and bring the map back up and take a look at it. So here's the La Crosse airport. It's got 3 runways. There is runway 36, 18, and then there's a couple of cross runways here. So we'll see. It should look like this. I don't know if it's going to have the taxiways or not. We'll find out. And the river should be coming around to the west side here that you see. What is that called? The Black River? The Black or the Block River? Block River wouldn't sound right. And we're also on the border of Minnesota and Wisconsin. So practically on the other side. Do you see how the Mississippi River really thins out right along here? Okay. I had to switch the nav back and forth in order to turn it on. We got 25 miles to go to get to Dubuque. Roughly 9 minutes. so we are almost there. I'll bring the control panel down a little bit. We'll be able to see a little bit better of the river. Or I can just do that. That up there, that city texture, that's going to be Dubuque right up there. It's not giving shape to the river here until we get closer. It's got straight edges here, but it starts to shape itself here a little bit. Can't really see anything out the other windows. About 16.5 miles. About 16 miles. I see some of the river over here. This is beginning to look like one big landmass. So we might be in for a disappointment. And apparently the autopilot was not holding our altitude. We should have been around 2,000 feet. We're up at 4,000 feet. Alright, so I'm going to bring her down. No, it's there. We just can't see it with the control panel in the way. It's forming. Wow, no, 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 no. Well, that's not right. I was pointing downwards and we're stalling. What is my mouse doing here? What I was trying to do was change this. Now we're back up to 4,000 feet again. Oh, I know what we could do. Drop the flaps and the landing gear. That'll give us some drag. The autopilot is still on. I thought I turned that off. There's the airport. Is it me, or does it look like it's in the middle of the... It was like this on Fly also. The one from Terminal Reality. It was out in the water. Maybe the land will form as we get closer to it. But hey, at least the river is going around it like it should. It looks like the island's beginning to form as we get closer to it. That's good. Rendering-wise, this is not too bad. keep having to bank to the right here. It's almost as if it's kind of blowing us off to the left. Just wait until we do this on Flight Sim 2020. And that series comes out every week. Every Saturday for Sim Saturday. So it'll get to this point relatively quickly. These other series are once a month. Trying not to stall here. Ugh. Not as buttery as some of the other landings. Do you know how, like on a grocery cart, when you drag it sideways and it kind of makes a sound? That's what's happening here. Although we're still moving, and I got the brakes on, this is not a good sign. Okay, I have a feeling we're going to have to pause it. It looks like the glitch that we were experiencing with the Cessna is also happening on this plane too. It was fine on the other flights, but how? Of course, on the last flight that we do, it starts to have a problem. So, all right. So I talked about what we were going to do after this with Crosse. So I'll go ahead and pull that up, so that way you can get an idea of what it is that we're doing. Okay, so like I had said before, this is the SubLogic Scenery Disk number 9 map, which is used on Flight Simulators 2, 3, and 4. However, with Flight Simulator 2 and 3, they can't go north any further than this because the scenery disk was not made. There are 2 scenery disks for the USA that were not made by SubLogic. It was 8 and 10. And I think 10 is the one that would be north of here. It would have covered Wisconsin, Minnesota, Montana, Dakotas, north and south. All of that would have been in there. They never did it. And 8 is around the Louisiana area. So those are the 2 areas that were not made. So with Flight Simulator 2 and 3, they went from La Crosse and then started going back west again, or east. So they went over here to Dane, and then Whitman, and then Sheboygan, and then just worked its way back down to Chicago, and then over to Lake Michigan, over it, and then et cetera, and now they're over in the Detroit area now. So pretty cool. So what did 4 and later do? They continued going north, and that's what we'll be doing after this flight in a future stream. We will continue going north, going to the same airports as those other simulators. Now, Flight Simulator 4 was the first simulator where you could do custom content. That's why that one can go north, whereas Flight Simulator 3 could not. And some of those airports I actually did make. I was able to find some I could download, and then there were a few I had to make myself. So that way, all of the flight simulators would be able to match. However, things will start to change once we get close to the border of Canada, because propilot, and for that matter, propilot USA and propilot 99, is just the United States. With the exception of propilot 99, it's got Western Europe on it. So flight simulators 4 through 11, and most likely X-Plane 5 through 11, I think they all have world coverage, will continue going north through Canada, through Quebec, and the I forget, it starts with an N, N-U, I don't know, that territory, not the Northwest Territories, it's the one to the side of that, but it's going to go all the way north to the most northern point, which is Alert, and then it's going to work its way back down, and then come in, I believe, in North Dakota. So with propilot 98, 99, propilot USA, once we get to the same airport on the border of Canada, from there we will go west and hit the airport in North Dakota that the later simulators will eventually get to. But in the meantime, propilot will wind up probably being ahead, and it will hit some airports until eventually it gets back here to La Crosse, and then it'll start following the same airports that Flight Simulator 2 and 3 did. And likewise, Flight Simulator 4 through 11, 2020, and X-Plane 5 through 11, all of those will be hitting all those same airports. But so a lot of them are going to be going into Canada, all the way north, coming back down. So those are the things to look forward to as far as what's coming. And the X-Plane 11 series should be really interesting, since they have documentaries at the end of each flight. So, and if you ever wanted to learn about these places that we're going to, it's going to be a great series to check out. Okay, let's go ahead and end the flight here. Want to thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Hey, if you enjoyed this flight, this look back at propilot, Sierra's propilot, please click that like button. It does help out. And share the video, leave some comments. Let me know if you've played propilot before. How far did you fly? Really interested to hear your story with this. And we'd love to have you as a part of our community. So click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. so that way you can be notified of future flight simulation content, which includes live streams, not only on YouTube, but on Twitch. Well, the notification bell won't let you know about Twitch, but you might want to go over to Twitch and follow me there and show your KILR support. Also, Instagram, I take photos and pictures of projects that I work on behind the scenes, just to give you a little peek on what it is that I'm working on. Twitter, that's our official communication channel for KILR news and announcements, and once in a while a retweet that I think you might find interesting. Snapchat, that's our official channel of something fun. So if you have a Snapchat account, go ahead and add us. Why not? And then Patreon, if you'd like to donate and support the channel and help us make this channel grow, there is that platform there that you can donate to. And I appreciate anything that you're willing to do, and you get something in return as well. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. And I will see you on the next exciting leg of our journey. Have a killer awesome day.